At close of the hottest year history, delegates from around world gathered at climate talks Dubai December and eventually agreed on one thing: it was time to move away from fossil fuels energy systems in a fair, orderly and equitable manner. It was the first time diplomats had used the F word in 3 decades of climate negotiations, and it seemed like a breakthrough of sorts. Now we'll find out if they meant it or not. The President of the United States, the world's largest producer of fossil fuels, is poised to make a decision should his government continue issuing export licenses. Companies looking build new terminals ship liquefied natural gas. The potential scale of this structure is almost incredible. The U.S. is already world's largest gas exporter. But if industry gets its way, LNG it exports every year will be enough to meet energy needs of 500 million homes. It will produce more greenhouse gases than anything else in Europe. Bloomberg this week called it the last wave of the world's fossil fuel megaprojects. This is the ultimate lockdown against dirty energy. Biden could block all of this by halting licensing process while the Energy Department recalculates its old formulas for what constitutes public interest. If his government meant what he signed in Dubai, he has no choice. However, the fossil fuel industry is trying to make the final move against this madness. They use Europe and Ukraine as an excuse. After Putin invaded Ukraine, Europe needed short-term gas supplies to make up for what it could not get from Russia. And now Europe is swimming in natural gas. But that's not stopping big oil. Here's head of the American Petroleum Institute complaining that any slowdown in fossil fuel production would somehow be a stab in back. The signal we are sending to our allies is very, very worrying. Will the United States be a source of LNG and a reliable partner in the future? In fact, America's partners Europe are now in the business of replacing gas with renewable energy. Germany last year saw its lowest fossil fuel use decades. The International Energy Agency predicted this week that Europe will need less and less gas in the coming years, not more. As Anna Maria Yaller-Makarevich, an analyst at the Institute for Energy Economics and Financial Analysis, said recently, the decline in gas demand challenges the narrative that Europe needs more LNG infrastructure to achieve its energy security goals. The data shows we're not doing that. The shift to renewable energy is coming partly because it makes economic and climate sense, and partly because everyone has known about it for as long as we've been here. Countries that control these resources, dependent on fossil fuels, have too much power. This is obvious to Putin. But why would Europe want to be dependent on an America led by Republican frontrunner Donald Trump? All this makes it clear that a new export facility currently authorized to be built within the next 5 years in Pu